Do you guys have any idea how much hassle it is to have to put a cape on every time you want to perform or do an interview? The cape is great, but I regret choosing it every single day.
Hey guys, it's the drummer from the band Fellowship here.
Hi, I'm Matt. I am the vocalist of the band Fellowship.
We're a power metal band based in the UK, and we've recently released a 3-track EP that's available on YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, all those streaming sites.
We make silly music and dress like hobbits. Generally, we just want to have fun with it, and we hope you do too. So, the meaning of the name. First things first, we're not a Lord of the Rings band. We take a lot of inspiration from Lord of the Rings, if that wasn't obvious, but we are not a Lord of the Rings themed band. We have our own lore, we have our own lyrics and themes, and it's not based on Lord of the Rings, so please don't waste your time trying to make connections. There aren't any. We decided on Fellowship mostly because it sounds like it fits us. Personally, as the lyricist, I write a lot about heartfelt emotions and friendship and a lot of these slightly more introspective qualities. And Fellowship went along with that a lot better than stuff like Power Force, which is the name of our covers band.
So the cover we did, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, and the 3-track EP we released, they were sort of a way to introduce the band and get a sort of small fan base going before we release a full-length album.
Essentially, we just wanted to get something out there, so we didn't even think of it as an EP. We just sort of put 3 songs together and put them into the world to see what people thought of them. And the response has been mind-blowing. We didn't expect this at all, and it's great, but it's also very sort of daunting, and it makes us feel like the next songs we have to put out have to be even better, and we have to put even more time and effort into them, which, to be honest, that's exactly how I want to feel about a music project. I live for putting effort into things, so great, bring it on. Let's write 1,000 songs. Yeah! When I joined the band, we talked a lot about what we like about power metal and what we think power metal can do better. And it is inspirational in terms of the way it sounds, in terms of the way it makes you feel, but lyrically it's often about dragons and goblins, rather than that sort of personal ambition, that sense of self-worth, the stuff that a lot of more songwritery music really does incredibly well, even if that music is horribly boring. I wanted to sort of hybridize these two things and create music that has this kind of, all the sort of like screaming power metal solo. I don't know what that was, but I feel like you know what I mean. It has that feel to it, but it also has some kind of lasting impact. And it really sort of speaks to the soul of its listener. One of the things I think about a lot lyrically is the idea that because it's power metal, people will sing this stuff back to us. That's why people go to power metal gigs. You want to be in a crowd screaming lyrics about something fantastic and really like feeling part of that musical movement, at least for a couple of hours at a gig. And I figured if people are going to turn up to our gigs and scream words at us, those words should make them feel as good as they make us feel. So if you turn up to our gig and you scream the words, I've always been worthy, I've always been worthy, if you scream that 1,000 times, you will leave our gig feeling like you are. And that really is the sort of mindset behind the lyrics. Behind the cover art, so when we put these songs out, cat, please don't eat the chairs. When we made the cover art, we didn't really expect anybody to listen to our songs, at least not initially. So now that we've got like 500,000 views on YouTube, I really wish I'd put more time into them. I slapped them together, and rest assured the next releases will have better cover art done by professionals and not me.
A label can definitely, push you further as a band. The contacts they have and the way they can promote your music is obviously a plus. That's not to say you can't promote your music yourself if you're not on a label. So, with the way music has gone nowadays and digital, the digital age, you can push your music as much as you want online, dependent on your, financial situation. So, there's ways to get your music out there if you aren't signed to a label, and that's perfectly fine. But I still think having a label is an important thing to have as a band, if you can get to that stage.
That little thing in you that goes, yeah, we got signed, you know, somebody else believes in us enough to put money into our project. That holds bands together, and that is so motivational that I think it probably results in a lot of really great music coming out, which is probably why you see loads and loads of bands, their first album on a label is always their best. They never come close to that again. Say Anything, perfect example. First album on a label is by miles the best thing they've ever done. I really like that band, you should check them out. You know, oh, it's so good. Moron Police just got signed to a new label, and they've written what is probably my favourite album of all time. Frost, they're a prog band. Their first album on a label was Million Town, and that is one of the best albums ever made. I know, I think the motivational side of it is really important, even if I can't speak to any of the more sort of production-y things, because we're not on a label. Labels? Give us a go. We're a very young band, obviously, and Cat, do not jump on the camera. Don't do it. Cat! Sorry, I'm surrounded by cats. If you see me looking around, it's probably because the cat is trying to eat a wire or something. I'll tell you what, I'll introduce my cats briefly. This is Perkins. I wish, can you be our mascot? Do you want to be our mascot? This is our mascot, Perkins. He's a cat. He's great. You're gonna get fur all over my cape, aren't you? Yes, you are. You really, you just don't care about any of this. Look at that face. That is a power metal face, if ever you've seen one. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, off you go. Anyway.
We haven't actually played any live shows as a band yet, so we haven't got any fail moments, but I'm sure there will be some in the future. An epic moment for me though as a band is the fact that Matt's from London and the rest of us are from a small town called Harwich, which is about 2 hours away. We found Matt through a sort of musician finding app and asked him if he wanted to join the band, and he was well up for it. So we sent a lot of the ideas we had to him online, and we'd never met Matt before, so you know, we didn't know what he was like, he didn't know what we were like. And we went into the studio for the first time ever of meeting each other, and we just got on so well, and the way he did the vocals was just, you know, it blew us all away. And the fact that we were able to just go into the studio without, you know, ever meeting each other or playing together, it was just, you know, a real nice moment for the band, I think.
How are we passing the time in quarantine? Well, thankfully, we're in a band, so we have loads to do.
Personally, I've been spending a lot of time writing music for the band. I know Sam has too, the guitarist. And music stuff aside, I've been playing a lot of online games, Dota 2 in particular.
On a personal level, I play Dota, and I hang out with my cats.
I've been rewatching The Walking Dead again.
I've not seen a human in about a month. Which explains the slightly crazy look in my eyes.
I've actually been reading all of the Game of Thrones books. I started about a month ago and I'm on to the second book now, Clash of Kings. It's really great, so if you like that sort of thing, I'd definitely recommend it.
My little village is just north of London, and let me tell you, it's full of old people, and as such, it is a wasteland. That makes it sound like they've died. They haven't. We've not been hit super hard in terms of infection, but people are scared out of their minds, so I live in a dystopia. I haven't seen somebody outside in genuinely a week and a half. In London, people are not reacting the way they should. They are going to work, they're getting on trains, it's not excellent, but where I live, it's barren.
The UK situation at the moment it's as if we're still on a lockdown, I guess. The original sort of slogan was "Stay at home," and it got changed about a week or two ago to "Stay alert." So, as far as I'm aware, we're still on a lockdown sort of situation, but it's just horrific. The amount of people that have died from this virus is just awful. I'm glad to see that in the UK there's a lot of support for people, a lot of help. You know, if there's people that can't go to the shops or something because they've got underlying illnesses or something like that, there's a lot of help offered to these people, which is nice to see.
Personally, I don't think people are taking it as seriously as they should be. It's a huge deal. These pandemics happen to us as a race of beings every 100 years or so. And this is just the one in our lifetime, and we need to take it very, very seriously if we want to minimize casualties and come out of this with an economy that's still intact. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but yeah, take it seriously, please.
Twilight Force's Dawn of the Dragon Star. We're obviously, influenced by them. They're one of our, favourite bands. And I have to say, my favourite track off that album has got to be Long Live the King. Just that merry, sort of happy melody is just so catchy. I love it so much. I actually watched Majestica's live stream of their online show, and it made me want to go and really listen to some of their older albums of Rainseed. So lately I've been listening to a lot of older stuff by them, mostly the album 1912. I love it so much, so good. I've been listening to a lot of sort of older pop music lately, ABBA, Elton John, and even further back I'm listening to some like Frank Sinatra and stuff like that.
I know what I'm going to recommend. Battleborn and Sharky. There you go. So Battleborn are one of our sort of young sister power metal bands in the UK. There is a growing scene, if you're not aware, of sort of newish power metal bands in the UK. There's like 5 or 6 of us, and we're hopefully going to do a tour next year. It's going to be great. Listen to Battleborn. They've just started releasing music. They've got an album on the way. They've got like 2 songs out. They're really great guys, really, really lovely, and they base their music on Skyrim. So, yeah, why wouldn't you listen to that? That's sick. Don't fucking! Anyway, them and also Sharky. Sharky are they are a Scottish power metal band aimed at children, if you can believe it. They dress up as sharks and they play power metal music. It's awesome. It's legitimately such good music as well. It's Jake the Jellyfish, she's a fish made out of jelly. It's great. Anyway, this has spiraled out of control. I'm going to move on to the last question. Plans for next year. Alright, so plans for the band. We are releasing a new cover in the next couple of weeks. Please subscribe to our primary YouTube channel. Just search for Fellowship on YouTube. You'll find it. But again, we're not a covers band. Our primary focus is on originals. It always will be. We are releasing an album as soon as we can. We've got loads of music in the works. We are recording this as soon as humanly possible, but obviously that is fairly slow. So in the meantime, stay tuned for covers and stuff like that. Long term, we will be doing this for years. I can pretty much promise you that. We're all having so much fun with this band. So yeah, in summary, we're going to conquer the world, and I hope you stick around to watch us do it.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that supported us so far, shared our music, liked us, just left a nice comment. It means so much to us, and hopefully we can bring you more music soon. So stay safe everyone, and thank you.